Time is now. It's back to the rhymes. It's like, wow, he's back to the rhymes. I'm in the booth, straight dropping dimes. Clark Kent daily playing at the Metropolis Times. I write these raps while I'm under the gun. I see you back to get you some. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Pure, raw, uncut rap. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. Had a plan for a thumbnail. Left it upstairs. It's 12:53 in the morning. Not going upstairs to get it. So, but let me tell you about it. And I'm going to have it next time. I hope. I should. All right. So, number one, School of Us album sales. So I did work out a swap with my man Jim Grunge Tree. So that was great. He got the album. I got his album. He did make his at on Atomic Discs. I think that maybe who I use. I can't remember. I have them emails from them. So it's good. Went to his show at the Shanty Tavern. His album vinyl release party. That was I don't have my record collection LPs. I'm just not there. It's CDs, but it is certainly, if you want a collectible, an album is much more exciting than just. And he did that too. So it's really good. He's working hard. You can see it's nothing easy there. He's working and playing good songs. Some country, some grunge, I guess, or rock. I guess I don't know grunge. What's the difference? He's got a band, right? And his wife's helping with the promo. It's wonderful, nice. It's really good. Good team. So a good time. And I have my coworker who, if she can remember to bring the money, she'll pick up an album, she says. So I'm going to bring it up again a time or two, or we might try to go the Zelle route. So that's good. My daughter said we're at 3 sales for the year, possibly 4, one a month, right? That'd be twice as many as last year. I'll come back to that. So country song-wise, so he just finished an album, but he did sing I Love This Bar, Toby Keith. That's good to hear a cover because then you could compare it to what you already know, and it sounds good. He could sing, so I'd say I'd be very cool with working with him on a song if that's what he would want to do. I'm not sure if he would want to do that, but that might be. I got to talk to Tom and see. I think it's a possibility. I'm just trying to figure out how to approach it, I guess, because he just completed the album. Had I brought up the song idea prior to that, maybe it could have been on the album, what he just released. But anyway, I don't think so, because you're going to spend X amount of dollars in recording, and you're not going to do that. So anyway, but they could do it. They could do the whole thing if they were up for it. Definitely. And I would be very cool with that. All right. So YouTube channel, and social media and whatnot. And I don't know where, let me mention this here too, because I don't know where else to mention it. So I was invited to perform at the Cider Fest in Vader, Washington, September 21st or 5th. I think my parents' anniversary might have been September 21st. I'm going to have to check. But cool. So that looks like it's a go. Just got to, between then and now and then, get some songs practiced and ready to roll. But they said they had a rapper last year, a couple, so they were looking for a rapper, want a rapper, because it's mostly not rap, but it worked out. And I guess it's an all-day event on their farm. They have a farm out there. Pick apples. You could do camping. You could do all that. So for me, I would just go for the day, go home. I can't see. I'm camping. I don't have any of that stuff. My wife's from Japan. They don't camp. It's kind of like my daughter saying they got these things. Talk about soy boy. Well, if you're black. Biden says if you don't vote for him, you ain't black. And I guess if you're having the tofu burger, he might say the same thing. But which party supports tofu? If we're talking about soy and all that good stuff. Anyway, I'm just having fun. But you're right. Right, exactly. What the heck am I talking about? Okay, so yeah, camping, right. Japan. Not there's some outdoors people there, but it's not like here. So that's the plan. I'm gonna be doing that. I'm gonna get that. So what it is, and I saw so at the concert they had the Shanty Tavern, the musicians are supporting each other. Of course, you're there anyway, right? So that's normal. But when you have an event like this, just kind of like my other concert, I can anticipate the good amount. We'll see how it's promoted. I mean, there was a lot of people in that Shanty Tavern, though. And Jim said he'd been trying for years to book that place, years, since I think even before the pandemic. So, wow, way to be persistent and to get that. And yeah, it had 100 people probably, more than 50. I'd say 100. Could have been more. You know, it was a neat kind of woodsy looking place. You know, it's like a good spot, really nice. So it was good. And you know how it is. They have another act, so maybe some of the people are there for the other act, some are for his act, some are just there, you know. But it was all good. So I was glad to check that out and get to meet some people, a few people. All right, so and to have the opportunity to perform here in September. So that's something I'll be working towards. So YouTube and all that. All right, so something has happened on YouTube that never happened. That's my short. Yeah, so it's probably done the best of any. So that 2 weeks ago, as a refresher, men's lives matter, women's lives matter, don't nothing else matter. Seems to get a lot. It's doing well on YouTube. Overall, it's probably cumulatively had 2,000 views of TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, which is probably could be a record as well. But what's unique about this is throughout the last couple of days, you know, so basically it had some views and it stopped. And then I put out my next short and then the views started for the new one, but then the old one, it regenerated it. And now I guess it's got, like, my daughter checked it out, 11 likes. So I can't see about shared, how often it's shared that I can tell the way you can with Instagram. But likes are also a good indicator, right? So, well, it's amazing. So, I mean, through the last 48 hours, it had a couple hundred views. Wow. This thing, I did this 2 weeks ago. So I'm very pleased about that. I would love to see that just keep on rolling. 100 a day, no problem from here on out. So we'll see. But that's really exciting. And I did add a subscriber, thankfully. I've been through had a drought in that regard. Instagram didn't do too well my last reel. That's okay, about only 30. It's fine. The TikTok was solid, same old 800, whatever. So that's good. All right. Rules of engagement. So doing some taxes and stuff. Lots to learn about. You know, like I'm supposed to charge sales tax, which, you know, you could back the sales tax. Like even when I sold pizza, I could back it out of the sale, not add sales tax to what I'm selling. Remit it to the state and all this stuff. Holy smokes. I mean, it's on my list somewhere. You know, what a pain. So considering how little it is, I'll get to it someday at the amount it is. Because I was asking, you have a garage sale. We're going to report the garage sale earnings, any babysitting, right? So, and it's like how hard you got to work to figure this stuff out. It's just give you a headache. So whatever. Not like trying to like be in the shadows of my income, but just for this kind of really low grade stuff, I just would like it if there was. I thought there was a $600 threshold you need to cross before you're reporting it. Apparently, you're supposed to report everything. That $600 only applies to somebody, if you're an employer and you give a W-2 to an employee, if they made over $600 with you. Wow, I didn't know that. For all these years, I thought it was the $600 mark. So there's some more rules of engagement for those who are excited about that junk. All right, Bellevue Ballers, so working on that. Coming along, gonna be in Boise in a couple weeks. Should be good. Bring our daughter. It's gonna be great. Music for Back to the Rhymes. Again, these guys can do whatever they want, but they've got their projects, you know. I mean, it's just amazing. I think about Jim having a band like that and talking to other people, and people are in bands and they come and go. It's a lot of work to be a part of that, and I sure respect that. I don't have anything lined up per se right now on that. So merch, that's the merch. I can report. So last year did all the revenue. 6 CDs sold, $60. 4 shirts sold, $80, $140 revenue. And then I broke even with the cost of these shirts, overall $140. But then I paid my man to do some recording, which nothing ever happened. So I was out that money. So take away the recording, I just kind of broke even. But with the hope of recording, I'm out that $300. I do have some seed money from my friend that's in reserve right now, waiting for the opportunity. Again, going back to the country song, for instance, maybe take the money, but see, Alex doesn't want a country song. He doesn't want that, so that's not going to happen. That I can see. All right, Trump's going to stump. I was having a conversation at church today, and my daughters had discussions about wanting to move to Texas. So here's all I'm saying, and even my wife's open to it. I cannot believe that. I thought she would never want to do that. But when it comes down to potentially your grandkids in another place, we got one child. But I was like, wow, because I thought before, even if I wanted to, I can't. But now it's like, oh, it could really happen. So a couple of things. One, and this is related to this because just as a standard, I mean, I would be very happy to live in a place where I could have a Trump yard sign and it's not an issue. You can have Biden, I could have Trump. I would agree to disagree, whatever. But if you can't even have the yard sign, we got a real problem, okay? That is a terrible statement about where I live. Terrible. You can't even have it because why? Why is it? Oh, he's this, the criticisms of Biden from the right are not, he's Hitler, he's racist. Oh, because he's not. Well, he's a pedophile or whatever. But, like we got P. Diddy and all this stuff. There's a lot of stuff out there, right? But you don't sit there and say, okay, the guy you're supporting is either accused of or probably really did a lot of terrible things. Therefore, I can't even live with you having that yard. I mean, that's how it is for these guys. It's so, they have to cancel you. The canceling has to do with their own survival. They can't coexist with, I guess, what they've been told, which is so terrible, right? It's just they can't survive it, whereas a conservative can survive it. Now, in the discussion we're having about, say, a more conservative place, Trump country, everyone's got guns, good. They probably wouldn't be thinking anything great about, and some of the songs I'm singing or rapping about, nobody's going to, you're not going to condone hazing, bullying about anybody. As a matter of fact, they'll force them more into a lifestyle that you would disagree with. So we want to bully people and make them feel bad so they isolate themselves and look for where they could be accepted. We want to accept them and help them be the best that God created them to be, right? I get all that. So I think that's what there's someone who comes from that kind of part of the world. You come to Seattle, everyone accepts you as you are. Okay. And then you're not being shunned or put down for being different. I understand. But I don't know. I just because it becomes a free for all to where there are no standards. You know what I'm saying? So you go the total opposite way. Not only do you accept it, you encourage it, and then you totally demolish the family. And where are we? So I just wanted to make that statement. The song. What am I even doing with this song right now? I'm definitely keeping this on there until the election. And I think I have to review what to how to approach that after the election. I don't see where I can move forward with it right now. Hopefully the right people will hear it. I could work on getting it promoted, but maybe I should, right? But it's on the list. It's not the only thing, so I'll just kind of let it go for now. So you will be glorified. Nothing new there. Nothing new. All right. So what I am working on this song, Find Ordinary Orthodoxy, and what I want to say, so at my work, we have a couple individuals who are using the incorrect restroom, and they're not custodians, okay? So we got a couple possibilities. One, all the women are fine with it. If the dude using the bathroom with you, you don't mind. I suppose that's possible. I don't think that's the case, but I'll allow for that possibility. Two, maybe they don't like it, but because it's your job and the state of the world, you can't really say anything. Maybe they feel like that. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. Now, I have my supervisor there. Big fan of this shirt for sure. And also, we are on the same page of this, but he recognizes the environment and the fallout. And who knows if there's consequences. And these guys are new workers. They're not around when most people are there. But I think, okay, I don't know that it's women. I could say, oh, it's just a women's room. It's up to them. No. Men are now engaging women being in there. It should be like a safe space for women to be themselves and not have to worry about a man being there. Period. Okay? You've taken that away. But if somebody didn't agree with it, what would be the process of engaging? You go to the supervisor, they're probably not going to support you. Maybe they would. If you challenge the individual wanting to use a restroom, I don't think it's good for a woman, just like a man's and woman's sports. It's not a level playing field. If a woman wants to challenge a man coming in a woman's restroom and they're being emboldened by society, it's not a fair fight, really. How do they stand up for their rights as women, and having their own personal restroom without guys in there pretending to be women? Okay. And so I'm thinking, as a man, I need to be engaged here because it's a man who needs to be able to challenge another man, not a woman that needs to challenge a man. Almost it shouldn't come down to physical confrontation, but I'm just thinking about it because I'm just like, this is not just a woman situation. These are men now. So it's men and women, right? So that's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, I'm sure I'll be talked out of it or try to be talked out of it. Again, these guys are new. But man, and apparently there's a kind of a person with somewhat leadership position in another station that's using whichever one they want, and they're kind of in a leadership, and it's like, it's such a, when you start talking about these issues, they really hurt women. They don't really hurt men that I could see. And if a woman decides she wants to use the men's room, that's kind of like a butch lady or something. You think that would be a problem for any guy? We're not threatened by that. A guy wants to use a woman's room is a problem. Okay, not for sure, but it's potentially a problem, and it's not right. Okay, so I'll stop there and I'll just get back to writing my song, which is kind of talking about the same thing. I'm just coming into work, and oh boy, here we go. So what we have, binary orthodoxy. It goes like this. Men's lives matter. Women's lives matter. Don't nothing else matter. Is something the matter with what I just said? Am I supposed to acquiesce to insanity? No, not me. No, not hardly. Hard for me to see a reason to. Seems reasonable to me, food. You do you. I'll do me. I'll do me the way I believe God wants me to be. Are you doing you the way you believe God wants you to be? Did he get it wrong the first time? Or could it be Satan speaking into your life? To buck the binary orthodoxy, to step out from under God's authority and wary of the nefarious human beings at their scariest, come clean. It's the binary orthodoxy. You don't mean I'm under God's authority. Hard to see why so many resist. It's human beings at their scariest. To buck the binary orthodoxy, to step out from under God's authority and wary. I'm going to stop. I think I'm going to stop. I want to have a more of an exclamation on that. So that's a minute. Yeah, let's just do it once. Yeah. All right. I'll make the song shorter, but yeah. All right, guys. Here we go. Verse 2. So let's just go through a role-playing situation. All right. Excuse me, sir. Are you... Excuse me, sir. Are you entering the correct restroom? Yeah, I can role-play, but then what would this person say? Oh, man. Safe split. Yeah. Safe space. Safe space. Such a disgrace. If you think I'm joking, you ain't looking at my face. See, these kind of rhymes I think are really potent personally. Who writes raps like this? So, you know, there's non-conscious rappers, which are the vast majority, and there's conscious ones, I guess. I see my man up there. He's writing some good rhymes. But, man, that's potent. All right. Safe space, such a disgrace. If you think I'm joking, you ain't looking at my face. Obviously, that's probably going to be the real or the short, right? But we should continue, right? You ain't joking either. You ain't joking either. You ain't joking either. Had you thought to heed her? Her heed, right? Heed. I don't talk again. If I don't use the word regularly, I'll just look it up. Heed, to heed is like what, to yield, right? GH. Yeah, so when the conversation at church, when my daughter's like going through the list, Trump, country, guns, She's like, check, check. That's where I want to be. Ah, right on. I'm so proud of my dog. Okay. All right. And the way she explains it's like, I don't want a boo-boo president. It's just hilarious, you know. I don't want a president who's boo-boo. It's just so cute. Okay. I can get mad at that. All right. So heed. I probably have used it before anyway. Heed, pay attention to, close attention, right? All right. No surprise. Had you thought to heed her? Wishes for... Oh, here's a phrase. Here, let me put this in the song because I just kind of learned that. Maybe I heard it. Wishes for her comfort stop. Think about that, though. It's not going to be in an old dictionary, but I suppose I could look up comfort stop. Apparently, that's another way of saying a restroom break. Boy, is that totally diluted it down to comfort. So they're like checking out our routes and, hey, so where were you going here? And you were gone for a while. Oh, you were across the street off the route. Where are you going? Oh, it was for a comfort stop. Yes, right. Trying to end the discomfort. So yes, I was there for a comfort stop. All right. Had you thought to heed her wishes for a comfort stop? For her comfort stop. If you cared about her comfort, I guess you'd stop. But since you clearly don't, you clearly won't. I'm going to say something pretty wild. Things are... I don't think this works for a woman's bathroom. The head, right? Isn't that a phrase? Things are coming to a head. Coming to a head, which is a kind of a climax or something, right? A kind of a situation. We got a situation here. Things are coming to a head. I've heard the phrase tons of times. You know, it should be a and then head, right? And then it's spelled like head, I think. But I don't know. It might be deep when you start talking about some of these definitions. Something like that might be way down the list that I can find it, but I'm going to try. And I don't know if the restroom version, the head, would be in here either. I got to use the head, right? Gosh. See, I don't allow myself to go on here and check out the Urban Dictionary or any of that. That would help. But we got what we got in here. Okay. Things are coming to a head. Oh, there are a ton of definitions. 28. Oh, my. Uppermost, foremost part of your head. The seat of faculty, reason, mental ability, freedom of choice, action, slang. A habitual drug user. Okay. Is that old? You're ahead. I'm going to run out of time. Portrait or representation of a person's head. Often heads. Like a informal, a headache, individual person, single animal, a person who leads rules, foremost leading position. Oh my gosh, I ran out. Difference of depth and liquid. Man, I'm running out of time on my definition. I'll have to get back to the rhymes and get back to the definition. Next time, we'll work on what the definition options are for the word head.